What's going on, people? It's Gunner King here with Canners. Brand new show. All of the latest transfer news. What's going on, Canners? Great to have you on and be doing host.
All good. Excited for this, man. Excited for this.
Yeah, it should be good, man. I just think there's so much news going on, so much links, so much rumors, so much hearsay. I just thought it would be good to kind of bring some live updates, live and direct to the people, to see what's going on. So yeah, there's a lot to talk about today, man. A lot to talk about.
Yeah. Not into it, but to dive into it.
Yeah, so I thought we would probably start with, I think, the news that probably everyone's wanted to hear. And that would be the news with Granit Xhaka, his fee being agreed with AS Roma. It's looking like it's in the region of 18 million. So yeah, I mean, there's been a few sources that have been running this story today. Yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts, Canners?
Well, I think the Arsenal board now have actually now got their gear into check now in regards to transfers and us getting a top price for our players. I think we've got away with one there, personally, getting that much for Granit Xhaka. Don't rate him. I think he slows down our play, and I think we'll be better off without him. I think, personally, Neves is a better player, and whatever money we get for Xhaka, it will be good to throw in that for Neves. And I think, he had quite a good game yesterday as well, by all accounts. He wasn't too bad. So I think, I'm stoked. I'm happy. This saga has now ended. It was good that we got the money that we wanted, really. I think we've done one there. Thank you, Roma. Thank you, Jose.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a odd set of circumstances that Jose is helping us out. And look, I don't think he's not as bad a player as I think a lot of people suggest. I just don't think he's right for our system and the English league in general. I just think it's too unforgiving with the amount of time you get on the ball. And I think he's a victim of that a bit. For me, it was just more, you know, my thoughts, the situation with Band. And look, our fan base, elements of it have been pretty toxic. But, and there was some pretty bad, some horrible abuse that he was suffering.
I don't never condone that. I think that when it gets personal like that with family, I think that's it's football, right? So keep it to football. But when you bring family into it and kids and your missus and stuff, no, it's not on. So that's not nice. However, I think his response that day was unforgivable. Also, and I just think it's time for him to move on. He's been with us for what, 5 years? No, 4 or 5 years. And I think the Italian league will suit him. He's a player that needs more time on the ball. The Premier League, as you just said, is unforgiving, and you don't get that time on the ball unless you're Dennis Bergkamp. Do you know what I mean? So I think Italy will suit him, and I think he's not a bad player. I mean, I'm not saying that he is, but he's just not really cut out for the Premier League, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I hear your thoughts as well, man. But so I think we'll move on to the next story, which I'm seeing has got a lot of legs, and it ties in with the midfield situation. Obviously, you mentioned Neves, who we might touch on for a bit, but there have been increasing links. Obviously, Thierry Henry spoke about this player with the guy from Anderlecht, So, oh gosh, sorry, just still working this out, guys. But the Congo, I think AFC Bell have run this today. That he's being looked at as a target, and quite a few stories have been running on this situation today. Anderlecht's captain, 21 years old, plays in central midfield, can also play at centre back. Quick, powerful. I think some people are speaking about him as a cheaper alternative to Bissouma. Others are speaking about him and Bissouma coming in. Others are speaking about Neves. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I personally think we need two. Without a doubt, with Guendouzi, Torreira, and Xhaka going, and other outgoings. But what are your thoughts? Do you know much about him, or?
To be honest, until it all came out in the press, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh yeah, I know everything about him and this and that. I did a little research on him. I mean, listen, I know you can't judge a player by YouTube because anyone can look great on YouTube. However, key attributes are that he's very fast, very powerful, gets around the pitch very well, and I can understand what Thierry Henry is saying. The only thing I temper with Thierry Henry's scouting ability is how poor he did with Monaco in terms of his managerial career, but I'm sure he can cite or see a talent. It'll be interesting. If we could get for a good price, whatever that good price would be, less than 10 mil. I'm not sure if we could. It would be a good addition to the squad. Personally, I think it would be. However, I'm still saying we need a Neves and a Bissouma. Ideally, both of those players to come with a sprinkling of Uwa if possible. But definitely a Bissouma and Neves is two that we need. Listen, some gems have come out of Anderlecht. You're talking Vincent Kompany, Tielemans, etc. Just to name two. So, listen, I'm pretty sure, the Belgian league is a breeding ground for talent, and Anderlecht, no doubt, has a history of that. So, yeah, it's a tough one. I've not seen much of him. Looks a beast. He can play a ball as well. I'm not going to draw comparisons with Vieira. I'm not going to do that. I hate doing that. But he can play. He can play.
Yeah, and I think that's what he's looking for. It's like someone who's a lot more press resistant than Xhaka, that can kind of get their way out of tight situations, albeit with their ball control or their passing, just to go with that bit of athleticism. I like him. I like this kid. I think for the price, I'm just wondering, do the Arsenal board think they can't get Neves and Bissouma, and are maybe looking at him as an alternative to one of them? And his profile seems to be similar to Bissouma's.
Yes.
So I mean, look, my thoughts. I think Bissouma should be our top target.
100%.
But I'm just wondering if that's their thought process. If they bring in Neves and then this guy as an alternative to Bissouma. I mean, boy, I think we could bring all three in.
If he's cheap enough, then why not? I just you got to sometimes temper that with what are your targets for the season? What are we looking to do? Are we looking to bring on players like that, have a player like that as a squad player, or are we actually looking to purchase players for our 1 to 11 kind of thing? So, but yeah, it's just one of those ones, really. I think just one thing as well. You have a look at that. You've got loads of comments flooding in. I can see them smashing in. So
guys, sorry, don't forget to hit and smash the likes, people. Sorry, I've been I'm new to this, obviously. Getting through the comments. Gems, what's going on?
She's with a beard gang, apparently.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Gotta keep it looking fresh. Lottie, great to see from you. Hear you from you. Sorry. Yeah, we've got a few more comments here. I think going on about the beard gang.
Yeah,
big connection. Tony Fox, large up yourself. You're going to feature on soon, I'm sure. Just couldn't make it today due to work and other commitments. Do you think he's just suited?
This is Xhaka. This is Xhaka.
Yeah, I don't think he's Premier League suited.
I think somewhere slow like
I don't think lack of
Spain or Italy, I think will suit him, to be honest, because he was a different beast actually when he was in Germany as well. But here teams press a lot more, and the only teams that I think that press really in Italy are like maybe Juve if they can be bothered, or you know, Inter Milan. Other than that, hey.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a lack of passion. You know, I think there's probably an over exuberance of that sometimes with his discipline. You know, so yeah. What do you think of his comments about you're only as good as your team? Just curious, as we're mostly unforgiving, as Canna said. Whose comments was that? Like, did Xhaka make that comment?
Yeah, you didn't read that. So it was basically saying that he was pretty much saying that, well, I done my bit. I was good. This is what he was saying. And it was, I think it's a case of those comments were kind of born out of him knowing that his days are gone now, and he's leaving, and he's going to be out in a new country, etc. I did actually read that on I think Lottie tweeted that, actually, to be fair, saying that, yeah, so yeah, listen, just go. As I think Lottie said also as well, we don't want to hate you, we don't like you right now, just go.
Yeah, I think her and Tony are getting into it about him, man. But yeah, like, I just think, yeah, it's his time, you know. And yeah, I mean, I wish him well, all the best.
I don't know about that. I mean, obviously, I don't want him pulling up trees and stuff. Go, you know, carry on with your career. Good luck. Cheers. Bye.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I mean, one touch, what's good? We have to get Basuma an hour plus Neves. Yeah. We're losing a lot of central midfielders. I'll take this Andalak player on the cheap too. We need them all. And look, this is what I'm saying. I kind of agree as well, because look, if Xhaka's going, Guendouzi's going, Torreira's going, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, is he staying? I don't think
that's not a gap. That's a chasm.
I mean, like, yeah, you know, like, and I mean, El Neni could go.
Yeah. I mean, we put a question to you, King. If we got those players, what would you rate our transfer business?
I'd rate it as very good in the middle of the park. If we manage to get rid of those, and bring these targets in at not much of a net loss, which I think is possible, we've not done bad. I personally, you know, my thoughts are is like the middle of the park is probably the area that needs the most help.
Most surgery, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you know, I wouldn't mind us going a bit overkill in that area, and bringing in Lokongo, who could be a squad player at 21. And yeah, the other thing as well that you got to consider is AFCON, right? How many players would go to that?
Oh my gosh! Well. So who we've got? We've got Aubameyang, Partey.
Yeah.
Who else is it? El Neni.
El Neni would go as well, but that's two central midfielders gone, right?
If we got Basuma,
he would go as well. So yeah, I mean that would leave like Neves and Lokongo. Is he African as well?
I'm not sure actually. Yeah, it could well be, because yeah.
So yeah, I think, yeah, you know, good business. That would be. But yeah, moving on story-wise, people. I'm gonna go with. I mean, there's so much here to get through. I think this one looks quite interesting. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Gunner Blog run quite a few stories there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, obviously they're talking about Lukongu joins Neves among central midfield targets. We'll go through what happened with Buendia at the end because I think his signing's confirmed now. Yeah,
I like at the bottom. It sees that it shows. I think that we're learning with Nketiah. You know, keeping up his value. I think that's a wise move.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think because we threatened to do the same with Guendouzi, with Marseille as well. You know, the extension thing. So it seems like we're protecting players' values a bit. I think Nketiah will struggle without being played in a system with two strikers. That's another player I personally think.
I think. Sorry to cut you there. I think it's blown up. Lukongu's Belgian. He's Belgian. He's under 21 international.
Nice. There you go. So yeah.
So hey, he would stay. So obviously he wouldn't be part of it. So that would be good.
Yeah.
Part of the
exactly that. Yeah. You know. So I think. Yeah. I think that's definitely some good news. But yeah, I think with Nketiah, protecting his value. You know, obviously looking to do what we can, I think, for his career as well as, you know, our situation. I think that we should be looking at options for him. I heard rumours of him being offered to Leeds. What are your thoughts on Nketiah? Keep or?
I think it's smart to extend his contract and put him out on loan. I think I feel. Listen, he needs to play games. Yeah, people smash the likes and subscribe. Do that. Smash it.
Make sure you do. Yeah.
I personally feel that, you know, listen, protect his value. That's number one. Send him out on loan. I just don't think he wasn't getting any minutes when we was in Europe. And I don't feel he will get much minutes next season.
Mm-hmm.
So him going out on loan, I feel would be great for both. Number one, it will put him in the shop window. Number two, we should get, you know, let's just say he has a season where he scores 15 goals, you know, in the Premier League. Listen, I think that, you know, we would then get some good, you know, a good amount of money for him. But I just don't think he's ready, or he will be good enough for the Arsenal.
Do you know what I'm thinking? Yeah, like obviously, like with how the loan spell went with Newcastle.
Willock, you mean?
Yeah, with Willock, yeah. You know, finding a club like that's the right kind of stature of club. You know, they've not got a great deal of strikers either. You know, I think maybe tapping into that connection, you know, if, like you said, if it's a loan thing, you know, it could be an option, and give him a chance to sign. But yeah, I think the comments are coming in now.
I see.
Obviously, one touch. He's for once, me and one touch agree on something. Yeah, I mean, his thoughts are to sell him. Yeah, I mean, I think he's on something there. I mean,
20 mil for Eddie in today's market.
I mean, you know, you look at some of the players that Liverpool got 20 million for.
Yeah, but that was way pre-COVID, though. I mean,
he had a good spell at Leeds when he was on loan.
Yeah.
And obviously his international experience.
Well, he's under 21. He's a goal scoring record, isn't he, for under 20? So he has got something. That's the thing. He has got something.
Pedigree, man.
Yeah.
For his age.
Yeah. Hey, this is a good. Yeah, this is a good idea.
Yeah, I'm for that as well.
I've heard stories about Ben White. I'm not listen, right now, obviously in everything, it's silly season, isn't it? And I just don't understand where the rumors are coming with Ben White. He's decent. However, Bissouma has to be the priority, right?
For me, no doubt, he's number one. Yeah, he's the top target. It's got to be.
Do you think we're in the market for centre back?
I think we should be.
Okay.
I think we should be, because I just worry that there's a lack of experience in the back line. As I said, Mari's 26, and we've just lost David Luiz. And I just worry that all of our centre backs, as good as they are, Mavropanos has shown promise at Stuttgart. Saliba's shown glimpses of what he can do at Nice. Holdings had an okay season. I'd say okay to fairly decent season. Obviously, not the best. And yeah, Chambers maybe can play centre back some games.
Yeah,
I just worry that there's no experienced leader there. Which this is why I don't really understand the Ben White link, because he's still an emerging young centre back as well, and it's like, how many of those can you have on your books?
It's ridiculous. So, especially we're out of Europe now. I think. Listen, we're paying 38 games plus the 2 cups, depending on how far we go in those 2 cup competitions.
Yeah, exactly. So I wouldn't say it's a priority, but I would say if there's any way we can get a more experienced one, and I'm not talking about a 30-year-old Chelsea hand-me-down. Don't want to see us with a Quetta or anything like that. But yeah, I definitely think there's room there.
Ryan Bertrand.
No. Honestly, this is my show now, man. I'll just kick you off, seriously. But yeah, look, we're going to move on with the stories now. I think the next one that I wanted to look at is, well, yeah. I mean, I think Edouard ran this story today.
Listen, he's decent. He is a decent player. I do like him, but the only caveat to that is the fact that would he cut it in the Premiership? That's the thing. He's a decent player, but I'm not sure he would cut it. I mean, listen, you got players like who's supposed to be top players like Werner and Havertz and stuff. They haven't nowhere near acclimatized, to the Premiership at the moment. Don't let Havertz's goal in that cup final, blind your opinion of him either. I think he's still struggling. He hasn't found his feet yet either. But yeah, he's decent. The amount what he's quoting there is not bad, because he was actually
last year of his contract.
I would say that it should be less, but I if it's at the detriment of buying other players, then no way. It should be way down the list.
This is the thing, right? What I don't get is we're in the market for an attacking midfielder, right? Like a cam, basically. Now this guy can play anywhere across the front, like the front three, as an attacking midfielder. He's got pedigree. He's 27 years old, so he's experienced. Is like his game in terms of like energy, his shooting ability, his passing ability. It suits the Arsenal style. And I mean, I think we're going to get to the Buendia story at the end, but I think maybe he came into their thinking, because he's there. He's made no secret that he wants to leave, and he's come out and publicly said he's not going to renew his contract. So he's in effect, he has driven his price down. Them saying that they want 15 million for him.
They're not getting that. I can't see them getting that. I really can't. He's got a year in his contract. And if he really wanted to, he could dig his heels in, right?
It just seems like a no-brainer. Like why we wouldn't go in for him? Genuinely,
the only reason I can see or feel that we wouldn't go in for him is the fact that we have a limited budget, and B,
yeah, I mean, obviously, if our budget's limited, then he's going to tick that box, right?
Yeah, but wouldn't you want something better than Sabitzer? No, I mean, like you try and get, if we're spending 30 mil or net, over 30 mil, or we put a bid in for over 30 mil for Buendia, I'm pretty sure that we could get Hassan for that price. That's me. I feel if it was one or the other, I know which one I'd want. I would like us to go and get Hassan if that is the going rate for him, around the same price as Buendia.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because I think as well, the other thing that I'm looking at now is the average age of the squad. When you look now with Luis going, you've literally, I think you mentioned it yesterday on the show, that we've got Leno, Lacazette, and Aubameyang that are 29 or above.
Yeah,
I can't think of anyone else that falls into that category. And Xhaka's going to go as well now. Maybe then you've got your El Neni and your Maris, but they're not your first team.
They're late 20s. I think the age of the squad is good. And it's something that could grow for the next 3 years. And I think someone like Sabitzer, I mean, he's in his prime years right now. So that's not a bad thing. However, I think someone like, if you imagine, how the longevity of our midfield, if we had Neves, Basuma, and Aouar, the longevity of that, and they all click, you've got a good 6-7, seasons from them if they turn out to be successful. And that could be, the mainstay of our midfield. I mean, we had it with Vieira. He was a constant, because obviously when we got him, he was only like 21. And look how, I think that's what we need to be looking forward for, is the players that we identify that we need, and fit the mold that how Arteta wants to play. Because let's don't get it twisted, at this moment in time, they're sticking with Arteta. So the players that fit his way, how he wants to play, and young, have that longevity. I mean, the core of the team could be brilliant. I mean, Onana as well. If we have, I don't want to jump ahead. If we had him as a keeper, he's young. Then you got the spine of the team, which potentially this year could be great. You got your Saliba, Holding's relatively young, Gabriel, Aouar, Partey, he's 27, but then you got the players around him. Basuma's 21.
Basuma's young, yeah. This comment from Pyro Destiny.
Yeah,
I think Sabitzer fits that mold. A midfielder that can be dangerous, scoring, or chances.
I get it, but
I just think for the relatively cheap amount, that we could get him for, why not? I think. I mean, we're not talking about breaking the bank. If it doesn't, he's under contract. We could probably make a profit on him. We could turn a profit on that.
Yeah, but
I mean, he's definitely someone that with 2 or 3 years on his contract would command a 30 million fee anyway.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I'm not disputing that. The fact that obviously the price is what he is right now is due to the fact that he's got a year left, and if he goes into that year, then hey, he's holding all the cards, and the price is being driven down more and more. I just feel that I think we have targets. I'm hoping, and I'm erring on the side. Well, I'm going on the side of us, we have a plan. We know what we want to do. We have the players that we want to get, and we know how much we want to pay for them. But I think players like Bissouma or I think they're very much in our plan, and it all depends how much we can get them for. If we get them at a good price, then maybe then you then look at their tear down of your Sabitzers, etc.
Because I think what the noise I'm hearing with the Aouar situation is that he's holding out for a team that can offer him Champions League football.
Yeah,
I think his camp have said, we're not high on his.
But there's no one. There's no one going for him, though, right? I mean, I thought. I don't know. I just think there's something going on. We've got something brewing. I can feel it.
We'll see. But the next story, actually, what you touched on, that we're gonna discuss, Andre Onana. Sorry. The Cameroonian.
You can almost hear the songs, right?
Nah. What's his name? So he's today had his ban reduced to 9 months. Now I'm still trying to clarify this because his ban started in October.
Was it? I thought it was February, but okay, no, you may be right. Maybe in October. Okay. In that case, then why would he not then be?
Some people were saying he can be registered in September, but you can't register after September the 1st or something like that, right? And if a player's banned, you can't
register him.
You can't register them beforehand. That's what my understanding is, right?
But
so you couldn't, in effect, you couldn't register him before the season starts because he's on a ban and his ban doesn't come up until September. So I think we would be able to register him in January because it's like a cut-off date.
So who would be in goal? Because if he's coming in, that means Leno's gone.
No, I think he's 24, right? Leno's 29. Yeah. And this is a problem I find like we have as a fan base, like with our mindset, right? We wait for players to be injured or pass their sell-by date to then replace them. So I was speaking to a few people about Edouard from Celtic yesterday, yeah? Now, it's a unique situation where he's got a year on his contract, so he's available at 15 million, and we're just letting him walk to Leicester. Okay, he's got the relationship with Leicester's manager, Rodgers, from his time at Celtic. And the way that we're wearing that is we're saying, well, we've got Aubameyang and Lacazette, right? Now, let's look at Chelsea, right, who have bid for Hakimi, but already have James and already have Azpilicueta and have already just won the Champions League, got to an FA Cup final, finished in the top 4. Yeah. They didn't really have a problem in them in that area in the context of the 2 good players they got, but Azpilicueta is aging. Why wait? He's got a season or 2 left in him. Hakimi's available now. Like why? That's what for me. Obviously, I guess it's the recruiter in me because I work in recruitment, right? But that to me represents smart recruitment. Do you know what I mean? Like, if we look at the Onana situation and look at the parallels, that for me is the same thing. Like, I think Leno for a season, because he's not going to be able to register unless we can register him and play him from September.
Yeah.
I don't.
Listen, I think it's listen, if we do buy him, I mean, obviously, then he's come with the assurances that he's going to be first choice. Okay. However, obviously, with his situation, Wheatley reported he can play in November. Apparently, not sure how true. I mean, if he can play in November, then I don't know. do we have a Matt Ryan then for up until then?
I don't understand how that would work though, because you would need to register him by September to play in November, which you can't do if he's banned, right?
Why?
So,
yeah, but it's 11 months though. September. So surely though we could register him in August, because October to August is 10 months, right? And his ban was 9 months.
I need to look into that. Basically, we will come with fresh information and eyes and ears on that tomorrow.
It's true. We'll speculate in at the minute. But
do you think Leno is gone this summer?
He's been making noises about actually leaving or a new kind of, past his new or different challenge. And I think there's some truth in it, really. I think, listen, Leno's not been great, but he's not been bad. He's made some important saves. He's nowhere in recent history been our worst keeper. I mean, we've had worse, like your Fabianskis, the Almunias, etc. And they're all bad. But this guy though, Onana, with his feet, I saw a tweet somewhere where some Dutch guy said Ajax supporters said he's better than all your centre backs with his feet.
Yeah, he is. Like he's
when I saw that, and listen
as well.
Yeah. And you know what? We need to, the way Arteta wants to play, we need a keeper that is good with it, who's comfortable wherever he receives the ball with his feet and doesn't panic, because we know Leno does panic. I'm nervous when Leno has the ball at his feet. You just don't know. There's no comfort there. His decision making sometimes, obviously, has been suspect. So I think if Onana's coming in and he is eligible to play from November, I think Leno's gone and we'll have a keeper until November, and then Onana comes in. However, obviously, that's speculation in terms of where he can play up to.
I really think, obviously, Leno has mistakes in him, but he saved us in more games than he's cost. Like let's just be honest about that. I definitely, for me, I think Ryan, because Ryan would come on a free, right? Because his contract's expired. Onana, with the ban reduced, his price isn't going to be above 10 million. It'd probably be like 6 or 7, because again, his contract is expiring in a year, and he has come out and categorically said he's not going to renew either. So for me, I just think keep Leno for a season, but make it very clear to Leno that this isn't a Martinez situation. One instant you get caught slipping and he's going in. And if you don't get your place back, you don't get your place back. And then at the end of the season being like, because I just don't see anyone. I've not seen any stories or anyone talking about taking Leno away from us. I really haven't.
Okay. No, I mean, I just think how he's been talking, I don't know. I just have this kind of like niggly feeling that there is something in the offing. I mean, he's an international keeper at the end of the day, and I'm pretty sure that there will be takers if indeed he is up for sale. And I think it will be a great bit of business if we got 20 mil for him, 20 plus, and then got Onana.
20 million.
Yeah, and then got Onana in, then we're plus. We'll be around plus 10 at least mil, and that then can go into other transfers. So I think if this is something in the offing, I think it will be good for us. Put that that money back into the transfer kitty and go out again to get the other targets that we're trying to get. I think hopefully the transfer team of Arsenal have learnt lessons but time will tell. I'm not panicking about this transfer window. I'm not panicking. The time to panic is the I guess hopefully if from the night before the transfer deadline we're in trouble and we've not got any of our targets. That is then obviously time to throw all the toys at the pram.
Yeah, I think One Touch saying it's looking like he'll stay then leave next summer. Is that comment up there?
Yeah. I think I see that there's some. You're gonna come to Lottie's one in a second. But
wow. Let me get that up. Oh Lord. Yeah, I mean, the whole Martinez thing, man. No, that was terrible business.
When we played Martinez, I felt safe. I don't know why. I just felt safe. Corners, coming for crosses, etc. It just felt like he had command of that area, and we haven't had that since Lehman.
No, yeah. I mean, that's the last presence that I've seen.
Yeah.
That exercises that. I don't know where this talk came from.
No.
But you can keep your Dean Henderson. Thank you very much.
I think it's pretty shocking, really. I think the goalkeeping talent in England, which was normally a bedrock, it was normally so strong. I just think it's really poor now. I just think the goalkeepers, the English goalkeepers, are just really poor. You just look at the 3 that are in the squad. I wouldn't have them.
Not one of them, honestly. Well, no, actually, I like Johnson. I like him. I think
But hey, he's at West Brom, right?
Definitely not Henderson or Pickford. Yeah, those guys.
Well, how much would Johnson go for? Because he's at relegated West Brom.
It's a good question. I don't think that'll be that steep, but I think there's going to be a bit more for him. I don't think he'll stay there. I think he'll earn himself a move to a Premier League club, maybe one of the newly promoted ones, or another mid-table team. I can't see him being a West Brom player at the end of the season, but yeah, he's not the worst keeper in the world. I mean, to be honest, I think of England's keepers, he's the best of the 3. Personally, I just don't rate Pickford.
Not at all. But the thing is that he's okay with his feet.
You know my thoughts about this okay with his feet stuff, man. I want a keeper to be good with his hands. Okay with his feet doesn't really cut it for me. I think I agree with this comment with Lottie. Matt Ryan. I mean, people talk about that game against Newcastle, his first game against Villa. We lost 1-0, but he made 7.
But he was quality, 100%.
That was his best game for me.
Yeah. But Lottie there is spot on. That was actually I couldn't see Newcastle scoring.
No. Yeah. But guys, I think that's going to be it for today. We're going to run some more stories tomorrow. Stay locked in, guys. I think the other guys have got a show coming up as well. Remember, smash the likes, hit the subscribe button, tell your friends. I'm going to be back tomorrow with more transfer news stories. Also going to be looking to speak to guests as well. Canis?
Listen, man. I just this is just great. I think you're onto a winner here, man. Because as I said, man, you're the man in the know. You catch the news before anyone I know. So this is all great stuff. So I'm just looking forward to sitting back, watching you do your stuff. Listen, onwards and upwards.
That's the way we're going. But yeah, Canis, thanks for joining me today. Guys, I will be back tomorrow. I'll confirm the times because obviously the Euro starts tomorrow, so might be tuning in for that. Might start it a bit earlier, but yeah. Catch you guys up soon.